Happy Monday. If you're watching on replay, tell me. Put hashtag replay in the comments when you're watching. Give everybody a minute or two to catch up with us. Give myself a minute or two to find the video on my computer in front of me here. As you're popping on, tell me hi. Tell me what you're working on. What you're up to this Monday evening. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Diane. All right. Brenda, Terry. I was debating on whether I could put a hat on or not have a hat on with my earbuds in. So we're going to try this and see because my hair's driving me crazy. Hi, Chris. Nicole working on the who you gonna show. Okay, with a hat on, tell me if you guys can hear me okay or not. I think I should be all right. Okay, Melissa says I'm good. Hi, Holly. Nicole, I'm curious to know how far you've gotten, if you got through the first section. Gosh, I don't remember when the clues come out, what day of the week it is. Michelle working on another All Points South. Hi, Aunt Jackie. We'll see how long I can wear the hat for. I might get a little too warm with all this hair going on, but it's a little chilly in here today. Joyce working on round 1 of Sock Madness. It's worked flat. Mary working on it at the seaside. Clues come out on Fridays. Okay. So then did a second clue come out? Must have been a second clue that came out. I haven't looked at that yet. Okay. Holly, need to get a color so you can work who you're going to show. Well, you know where to find us. You know we have colors. Debbie's still working on your sugar and air. Hi, Jody. Hi, Oriana. Thank you, Diane. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, E. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is Monday, March 6th. And I am Kristen. I am the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in downtown Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SBRC Marketplace. Hi, Linda. Marketplace and shop hours are Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 6. Thursday nights, hopefully we don't get snowed out for too many of our social knitting times. I'm not sure how many girls came in this past Thursday, but social knitting is always a good time. So let's see. I have my little notes here. So I'm trying to cut down on the amount of paper that I have. So step 1 is a little digital notebook and my notes digitally instead of having just random pieces of paper everywhere. So we'll see. This is my first time trying this. So let's talk about some knitting, shall we? I am wearing a couple different hand knit things, only one of which was made by me, but they still are both hand knit things. The hat I'm wearing is the second version of the, no, not totally paper free. I still have paper patterns. The Seafield hat. So the Seafield hat is written to be a DK weight yarn held with a mohair or a lace weight yarn. Hi, Linda. I had started the first one last week with the Cascade 220 Superwash Merino and this little Make It tweed. So that first version came out really cool. And you can actually see the texture in it fairly well. I wasn't sure how it was going to come out, but look at all the fun little tweedy bits in there. I think it turned out. And I really like the decreases at the top are kind of this 4-corner decrease, which is a little bit different than the typical, every like 6 or 8 decreases split around. This pattern is written for child sizes up to an adult large. Both versions that I did, the one I'm wearing and this one, I did the adult medium. And there's plenty of stretch in it. It's made to be a little bit slouchy, but they do show that you can fold the brim back, and then it's more of a fitted beanie, and that brim just kind of covers up the first repeat in the little patterning there. So that was the first one I did. I was working on that when we were chatting last week. And this Make It Tweed yarn that I held with the 220 Superwash Merino has 475 meters, which is probably close to 500 yards in this one little thing. So I didn't use very much of the ball that I had. They're enough for multiple projects, and for a little guy at $7.50, it's a fun way to just jazz up some yarn that you have or start something different. So the one that I'm wearing is 2 yarns held together. It's a DK weight held with the Surrey Stratus, I think it's called. So I started with a skein of Ridiculous. The base is Joxer DK. It's her 100% superwash DK. In the color Funky Monkey, which it's so bright and cheery, but I wanted to show how you could kind of just tone it down a little bit. So when you wind that yarn into a ball, you get this pretty bright. It's not very pretty because it needs to be rewound. That's what's left of my hank. And I held it with this Surrey, it's called Surrey Stratus, and it's a Surrey alpaca nylon blend yarn. It acts very similarly to Diane, for which one, the colorful one or the gray and tweed? I have both, so just let me know which one you want. So these two held together, you can see how it tones it down. It's still bright, but it's not quite as bright as the original, and it gives it just a little bit of a fuzz or a halo on there. It's kind of it's more of a relaxed version, I guess, of what the look you would get with mohair. Mohair, you get a lot more fuzzy stuff. So with this, you get a little bit of that haze, but it's not quite as pronounced as it would be with mohair. And again, a little bit slouchy. All right, try not to mess with this too much. Okay, you got it, Diane. So I finished those. I wanted to show you, I mentioned last week that I finished my Gaptastic cowl and had enough to do a hat with that too. So this is Ridiculous Cozy Bulky. It's her bulky merino superwash wool. This cowl, look how big and just squishy it looks. So the original pattern calls for 3 skeins. I now have like hard and fast evidence that I have cats in my house. The cats got on this when it was laying out blocking. So 2 skeins got me this, and it's plenty big and bulky and cozy. And I had enough left over to do a hat. This is the Everyday Brew hat. So 3 skeins gets you a hat and a cowl, a very decent sized things. You could, if you wanted the oversized look in the original Gaptastic pattern, you could continue doing all 3 skeins with this, but it's pretty substantial the way it is. One of the things I like about it is that it is seed stitch, which, yes, pluses and minuses. It's knit 1, purl 1, the whole thing. So it takes a little bit, it's a little bit slower. But it means it's completely reversible. There's no right side, no wrong side, other than, you know, trying to look to where I wove ends in and make sure that they're not shown. The cowl color, I don't have this one, Diane. I'll text you the pictures of what I do have. This one I'm all out of right now. But we've got other choices for sure. This color is called It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Her names are fun. So I finished that. What am I wearing? I am wearing, my notes went to sleep, the Campana top. So Melissa's trying to tell me something. I don't know if it'll come through if I'm on Do Not Disturb. Let's see. How much? The bulky yarns are, that's a good question. I think they're $26.50 a skein. No, I just keep getting the same thing over and over again. I believe they're $26.50 a skein. I know I should have gotten more. I try and pick colors to do samples that people can't visualize very well and maybe wouldn't be so drawn to is not the right word, but maybe would be a little bit afraid of. And it's fun when it comes out nice and bright and happy and other people want that. That means I just have to order more of that yarn from Ridiculous, which I can do definitely. So the Campana top that I'm wearing was sent to me by Barocco. It's in one of their new yarns, their new spring yarns, Splash. It's their summer version of the winter yarn Dash that they had. So it's one solid color with little pops of accent colors. And I'll stand up so you can see this. So this is that color specifically, color 2411. I wish they gave it fun names, but they don't. Top down, I think. Let me look in the book to be sure. But it just has a little bit of purl patterning at the top. Seed stitch borders. Hi, Joan. It's the cover of one of their new pattern books. And this book is it's all patterns using that same yarn, the Barocco Splash. There are 6 different patterns in there. A crochet one. We kind of talked a little bit about the booklet from Barocco that was for the summer sesame. So sending round 1 blockers. Wow. So this is the cover pattern. It is, I was going to look to see if it was top down. I'm pretty sure it is. One piece from the neck down. Yoke is shaped using short rows. So there are a few short rows in it. But really just a pretty straightforward pattern. One of the things I like about this pattern booklet is they show little knitted swatches of each of the 8 colors that this yarn comes in. So you can kind of get an idea of what it would look like in any of the colors. All of which we have. They all are pretty neutral. Even the one I'm wearing, I think I would consider it a neutral color, and that's the most color poppy one of them all. It takes anywhere from 6 to 13 hanks because these are 50-gram hanks. They're $11.50 a piece. Size, there are 11 sizes to this pattern. It goes from a 32-inch bust up to a 70-inch bust. So lots of versatility in that. So there's like the denim blue with bright and dark blue spots and some khaki color too. There's a denim blue with the brighter spots that are similar to, it would be the bluer version of what I'm wearing. There is a dark brown with black and tan. There is a dark brown with light and dark blues. This, again, that's the color that my top is in. Kind of a light tan color, oatmeal color with pops of color. Then there's that same oatmeal with more neutrals, light brown, dark brown, and a little bit of light turquoise in there. And then two grays. Gray with purple, orange, and yellow, kind of orange, kind of peachy color. And then a gray with the dark gray and the light brown. They're all gorgeous. So if you like that pattern or any of the other patterns that are in this book, let me know. All of the Barocco patterns that are in this book or any of their books for the most part are available for individual sale if you look at the booklet, and there really aren't any other patterns that appeal to you so much, but they're really, that little cowled sleeveless top is cool. This is a crocheted one. It's kind of like granny squares, but in a different motif. Hi, Anita from Vegas. Anita keeps posting all these pictures of these delicious desserts, and it's killing me. Donuts and all kinds of good stuff. This little top here is really unique with, it's got a little twist in the front. Let's find a better picture of it. There we go. It's kind of a neat little design. It's knit side to side, and then when it's attached in the center, it's grafted, twisted and grafted. I like the fact that each pattern features a different colorway, so you really get to see all of them and how they're knit up. This cute little summer short sleeve cardigan. Very sweet. So individual patterns, I believe, are $8 on Ravelry. The booklet is $16. So if there are 2 or more patterns that you like, it makes sense to get the booklet versus just getting 1 or 2 patterns. I don't know. I don't know if they do it where you can get digital copies of their patterns in addition to the printed booklet. Don't think so. I think you only get the printed ones. So I got 4 new books from Barocco. This is one of them. One of the tops that I'm working on right now is this one right here. This is a better picture than what I kept trying to show you all on the printed pattern. The yarn is new Barocco Lumi. And this is the Elites poncho. So there you can see it's got some movement to it. It's open along the sides. You knit from the bottom up 2 pieces and then seam along the shoulder. But they have, this is the yarn with the fun sparkle. So this is mine that I'm working on right now. I made a little bit more progress, slowly but surely. Let me take my little end vector off here. So across the center is straight stockinette. On either end is a little bit of a lace pattern. Really pretty. I am, thank you, Diane. I'm trying to resist the urge to block the first piece that I have done. I know last time or a couple weeks ago, there was a question on whether I would block the pieces before I seen them or after. And it does actually say in the pattern to block it after. So I'm going to try and hold off, but I'm curious to see how it all just kind of evens out. So in this book, they've got this cute little side to side top. I believe that's the color that I'm using right now. There's this Cabrera, which is just a simple little short sleeve V-neck top. A little market bag, Ibiza, or market bag. This cute little tank. They're supposed to be sending this little tank to me as a shop sample as well. I just don't have it yet. I like, it's a little bit like an A-line flowy. Anita, yes, you need to make that poncho. There is a little crochet espalmador, little floral top. And these are all out of that, the Lumi, Barocco Lumi, which is 80% cotton, 18% polyester, 2% other fibers, which would be the sparkle. And I don't know if you guys can see the sparkle in there or not, but it's, I love this bright corally orange. We've got all the colors of that too. That's for a 10 colors that comes in. So that's one of the other projects that I'm working on right now. One of the new yarns that Barocco came out with was vintage sock. We don't currently carry the vintage sock line, but we did get their booklets because it's 3, 6, 9, 10 sock patterns in a book for $16. Some are toe up, some are cuff down. It's really cute. They all are named after yard games, I guess you would say. There's Simon Says, Freeze Tag, Red Rover, Hopscotch, Shuffleboard, and it's a wide variety from little anklet socks to lace, stripes and color work. As I was looking through this, I appreciate that they have kind of a basic top-down sock, a basic toe-up sock pattern, and then it's almost like a plug and play sort of thing with each of the other patterns. It will tell you which of the two basic sock techniques you start with, and then how to modify it for each pattern. They also have, which I've not seen before, and I think it's a really cool thing. For each tutorial or technique they talk about, they have a little QR code that you can scan to watch a video on it. So whether it's using a different technique, double pointed needles, 2 circs, magic loop, grafting, a Turkish cast on, they have links to videos for all of those. And so what else? What the other thing that I'm working on right now is that I decided to, Anita, yes, we will touch base and chat about some Lumi because you need one of those ponchos. I mentioned briefly, I think a couple weeks ago, this I don't know if it's McV or McVi top. It's a free pattern on Knitty. But you can get to it through Ravelry. It's fingering weight yarn, done on knit on size 5 and 6, no, 4 and 6. So the main body is knit on 6s. And it has just a cute little cable up the front, some eyelets. It's designed to be worn over something, whether it's a cami or a bathing suit. My initial thought was that I was going to use the bamboo pop sock, because the summer trellis top that I have, the white with a little navy edging on it, I love how it feels. But since I already have a summer top, yes, Diane, you should. Since I already have a summer top out of the bamboo pop sock, I decided I need to have a shirt for myself out of this magnolia yarn. So we've talked a little while back about this. This is the yarn that I used to knit that little silver Muti dress, little girl's dress, with yarn that I threw in the washer and the dryer, and it came out looking just as beautiful as it did when it was off the needles. So I need an adult something in this yarn. I decided this McVie would be the perfect thing. So I swatched with a little bit of the gray that I had left over. It's kind of a little bit of a cheater swatch because I didn't do very much. The gauge calls for 20 stitches over 4 inches on 6s. I went on 5s because I'm a loose knitter. It does have a really nice sheen to it. It's got a tiny little bit, it's like 95% modal, 5% cashmere. So that modal gives it's like a shine that I think will not dull the way silk can sometimes. So we'll see. I'm just gonna have to make a top and wear the heck out of it and see how it wears after a while. So I cast on 30 stitches, knit a couple inches, bound it off. Past experience was that my gauge on the little dress didn't change a whole lot. So I'm starting on the needles I swatched with. Well, I'm starting on the ribbing needles, so I'm starting on a smaller size, but I'm going to use the 5s. That's very true. I can ship to you. Yeah, Joyce did a top out of this yarn, and that's kind of what made me think about it. It was somebody was commenting on the top she was wearing the other day, and it got me thinking I should use that for a project. So even though I did cast on, I'm working on ribbing on size 4s, and it's occurring to me right now that I needed to go down to size 3s. So I didn't get very far. I got the cast on and a row and a half into the ribbing. So that's going to have to get ripped out and drop down a needle size. But when I go home, I will wash and block this just to verify if the gauge changes much, so I'm not too far off track. Since I have to rip this out, I probably will block before I recast on again. But it will take anywhere from 3 to 5 hanks of the magnolia. These are 361 yards a piece for 100 grams. And sizes are pretty generous because it is designed to have some positive ease. So the smallest size is a 41.25 inch, but goes up to a 73.25 inch bust. So from an extra small up to a 5X. And the largest size takes 5 of these, which is pretty reasonable, I think. I told myself I wasn't going to cast that on until I was done with that LYS poncho, that Lumi poncho, but yeah, we saw how that went. I figure I'm done with the cowl, I'm done with the hats, I can have something else on the needles. I don't even have a shawl on the needles right now, you guys, not an active one. That's probably what I should be working on, but it's time to start making spring and summer tops. Let's see what else. I posted a link to a free pattern on Universal Yarns website yesterday. It's called the Hopscotch Socks. There's the pattern. It's knit with their new yarn called Zesty Sock. And it looks like this. So it's a similar, it's kind of a commercially dyed yarn that's dyed in a way to mimic the hand-dyed yarns that are like the assigned pooling. So, and that's essentially what this does. It's a basic sock, but when you get to that pop of color, you purl the stitches instead of knitting it. It takes one skein of this Zesty Sock. It's 437 yards and 100 grams. On their website, they do have a free pattern for a shawl and a free pattern for a pair of fingerless mitts too, if socks are not your thing. But they came out with 6 colors. Let's see, Jean, do I have 106? Here's 104. What's this one? That's 101. I'm pretty sure I do. I think I have them all. 102 is Sunset. 105 is Nostalgia. It's going to be the last one I grab, Jean. 103 is Peppercorn. And 106, Iceberg. I do have it. Yes, Jean. Be happy to set one aside for you or more, whatever you girls decide. We just got those in a couple weeks ago. And something just came in the mail today, and I tucked it over here so I wouldn't forget. I started to open the package and I thought, well, maybe I should wait until we are on the live before I tear into it. This is March, the Herstory author yarn. So Knitted Wit, one of the clubs they have is called Herstory. Each month features a female author. This month is Tarana Burke. And the color is called Unbound. And oh, it is gorgeous, you guys. So we got 4 skeins of fingering weight and 4 skeins of worsted weight. I believe the worsted is $28.50 and the fingering is $32.50. Look at how gorgeous this is. I have to take the label off so you can see all the beautiful colors that are in there. The worsted weight is 4 ounces, 200 yards. It's a majority of it is, it kind of reminds me of a seagull in the best possible way, like this kind of an off-white with the gray flecks in it. But then the other part is this tealy blue that goes into this magenta burgundy, into this bright orange, bright yellow. It's lovely. So this is the worsted weight one. It is gorgeous. This is the fingering weight one. So the fingering weight is 4 ounces, 420 yards. One of these would be, it's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. So one would be enough for a small cowl or a pair of socks. If you wanted anything larger, you would need either 2 or to have one, like a coordinating color to go with it. One of these would make an awesome hat. I think you could probably do this hat pattern with a worsted weight if you didn't have the mohair with it. And I believe 2 of the fingering are spoken for. So I should have 2 left still available and all 4 of the worsted available. for this. I know I have a couple people that are in the club automatically every month. Josie, I think the worsted is $28.50 and the fingering is $32.50. I think that's what it is. So they have this photo doesn't even do it justice. I was intrigued when they sent the email out with the yarn and photos of how it would knit up if you knit a tube. I love how they do these, like it's like a super thin stripe. That photo doesn't do it any justice. When you see this in person, it's just gorgeous. It's so happy. It's kind of like those Rio colors when you think about like the Rio's Olympics. Some of those similar colors. That was today's mail. All right, let me look and see if I forgot anything. That might be all the patterns. McDye, the herstory. I did want to mention that I didn't even put it on my notes. I meant to, but I mentioned it to Melissa. On our website, the link is now active to pre-order your passport and or souvenir bag for the Middle of the Mitten yarn crawl. The passports are $8. The bags are $15. You can get one, you can get both, you can order multiples. We will have those here. The goal is to have them here a lot sooner. So we should have everything available to pick up or to ship out to you by the beginning of June, I think. The hope, the goal is to have it way far ahead of time, so we're not down to the wire like we were last year. So the sooner you put your pre-order in, the better. That gives us a better idea of numbers too. The other yarn crawl, passports for the Heartland Yarn Adventure Shop Hop, will be officially going on sale June 1st. That's the event that is July 26th through July 28th through August 6th, maybe. I don't know. I have the dates down somewhere. I don't have a logo or anything for that one yet. Those passports will be $5. And we had a shop owners meeting about the Heartland Yarn Adventure the other day, and I'm excited. There are some different shops involved, since this is not the I-75 yarn crawl. It's its own thing. Different shops involved, different promotions, different ways to earn prizes than some other yarn crawls. So I'm excited for both. I'm starting to get more information from companies about LYS Day. LYS Day is April 29th. Casapinka has told us that she will be doing a July 28th through August 6th. There we go. Casapinka is doing a typical like a 2-color shawl. Dream in Color is putting kits together for that. I have those on order. I just got communication that Earth Yarns is putting together an exclusive kit that takes 4 50-gram hanks of a DK weight yarn. And the kit comes with both a download code for the knit pattern and the crochet pattern versions of the same scarf in 4 new colors that they have not released yet. And they have said that 25% of their profits from the sale of those kits are being donated to one of the foundations in Turkey. I don't remember which one they said. Most of their mills and most of their production is done in Turkey. Thankfully, it's northern Turkey, so they haven't had any disruption in production. But everybody who works in the plant or in their facility is related to or knows somebody that was affected by the earthquakes that are over there. So, it's one more way that we can support them as well. And what else? I think that's all I have for that so far. The only other thing on my list is talking about local shops and what we've been supporting local business wise this week. Many of you probably saw that I posted Sips is open. That's the coffee shop that's here in the marketplace. We are very excited for them to be open. They're doing more than coffee. They're doing tea. They're doing cold energy drinks. They're like Lotus drinks, I think they're called. And then they have what they call their shimmer drinks that are like a lemonade with club soda and the little, not the tapioca kind of bobas, but the little popping pearl bobas. I don't know, all kinds of fun stuff. So we've been trying different things every day. Their chai is really yummy. We're excited to have a coffee shop in here. They are open early. So if you are local, the coffee shop portion opens at 8 a.m. You can come in the door. I think either entrance is open, whether you come through where the red awning is, or if you come from the farmer's market side, that's kind of closer to our shop. The gates are open and they are open for business at 8 a.m. They are closing. Currently their plan is to close at 4 every day. So if you come at the end of the day thinking you're going to get a caffeine fix, it might not happen, but give them the feedback. If that's something that you would do on a regular basis, let them know that you would be interested in them having later hours. They're still just kind of playing around with what's going to make the most sense for them. I think that's everything. I think I went through everything that's that's surrounding me. I have like my own little nest set up here. It's just about right time-wise. So I will let that be all for today. I hope that you all got some good ideas about some inspirational new projects, or are inspired to finish something else in order to cast something new on, or just keep going. Just keep being creative. And if I don't see you here in the shop sometime this week, we'll see you all right here on YouTube and on Facebook at 7 a.m. next Monday. All right. I hope everybody